no tissues. Thanks. I just need one. Oh. Thank you, Fabu. Okay. All right. Try it. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Read this. Today is the disappearance day of Abhiram Thakur. I always wonder how certain individuals make it into the Vaishnav calendar and others don't, because there are so many exalted devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we don't observe their appearance or disappearance. Even here, we have the disappearance day of Jayananda, but that's very rare, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. He's on the calendar. And one person I always wonder why Lord Brahma is not on the calendar. The founder of our sampradaya will go, it's his trillionth, millionth, 111th appearance day, Maybe that's why it's like. Right, also Lord Brahma's wives, they cursed him, right? Or Saraswati, because he was always gone for sacrifices, because whenever there's a sacrifice, the demigods are invited to come, and being, such an exalted leader of our whole sampradaya, he was always invited, so they cursed him, right? That he wouldn't be. There's no temples, right? Away? Oh, okay, too close. Okay. So in observance of Abhiram Thakur, we're going to sing Sabarshada Gaura Viraha Vilapa. Sure. And that's on page 78 of the songbook. Sorry, let me just get my... Sorry for this one, a little bit. Ye anilo premadana koruna prachur Hey no Prabhu Kota Gela Charya Thakur Kahamora Swarupa Kahasanatan. Kahadasa Raghunata Patita Pavan. Kahamura Bhatta Yuga Kaha Kaviraj. Eka kale kota gela gota. Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pavo. Say Saba San Kira Sange Ye Koilo Bilas. Say Sangana Paya Kande Narota Madas. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Padipatikacharya as a Satoshi Shrimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Padipatikacharya as a Satoshi Shrimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki. Namacharya Kansikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki. Yamuna Devi Ki. Ganga Devi Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulsi Devi Ki. Vrindavan Dham Ki. Mayapur Dham Ki. Sankirtan Yagya Ki. The disappearance day of Abhiram Thakur Ki. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. So, Sri Abhiram Thakur, he was known as Abhiram Gopal and also as Ramdas Birama Das. And do you know who he is in Krishna Leela? He is none other than Sri Dam, the brother of Srimati Radharani. Oh, closer? Right. So he is he's the favorite of Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda was his life and soul. We know that Lord Nityananda, he had especially 12 very close associates who were cowherd boys in Krishna Leela, because Lord Nityananda was in the mood also of a cowherd boy. Sometimes he would enact cowherd boy pastimes. So one day, Krishna and Balaram and their cowherd friends were playing a game of hide and seek. In the middle of their game, Krishna decided to go to Nadia to enjoy his pastimes there. So it said, in the middle of playing a game, he took his brother Balaram with him, And they went to Navadvip and invented themselves. And somehow or other, he forgot Sridham, who was playing hide and seek. So he was in his hiding place. Did this ever happen to you when you were a child? You're playing hide and seek, and then you hide, and then it gets dark out. The street lights come on. You have to go home, and the person's still in hiding, waiting for someone to find them. And finally, they realize, I think no one's coming. So they then Lord Krishna, as now it's Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya told Balaram, who's Nityananda, go and get Sridham. We left him there. So he went and found him and said, come on, we've all gone to Nadia to play there. And Sridham said, who are you? He said, I'm your Lord Balaram. Can't you recognize me? He said, you can't be my Lord Balaram. You're too small, because now it's Kali Yuga and everyone was shorter. He said, if you don't believe me, then take off running. If I can't catch you within 10 paces, then you'll know I'm not Balaram. All right, catch me if you can. And Sridham took off running, but Nityananda Prabhu immediately caught him. And so now Sridham told him, now look here, you dudes left me behind. Anyway, there's this language here. Now looky here, you dudes left me behind, so I ain't going to your Nadia, or whatever the joint is called. I don't know who wrote this in modern language. But Nityananda Prabhu kept coaxing him, but Sridham was adamant. Finally, he manifested an expression of himself, Ram Das, who agreed to go. So Sridham still wanted to remain behind, as his feelings were greatly hurt. So he was also dissatisfied, Ram Das was, and very prone to anger. When Nityananda Prabhu's first child was born, I believe he only had one child, right? Abhiram Thakur came to offer his obeisances, really? To the child who died on the spot. I never remember this. In this way, 7 of Nityananda's children had to depart from this world just after taking birth. You heard that before? I don't remember hearing that. Finally, a daughter, Ganga Devi, was born. Oh, that's right, at least 2 children. Ganga Devi was born, and to Nityananda Prabhu and Vasudha Devi. When, after offering his obeisances to the child, Abhiram Thakur saw that the baby was unaffected, he exclaimed, why would it be unaffected? You know, I left my book home. I never read this before, sorry. This time we haven't been deceived. Then he immediately composed 100 verses in praise of Ganga Devi. When Virachandra Prabhu took his birth, Abhiram again came to offer his obeisances. When he saw that Virachandra was unaffected, he composed Sri Brihadrashtakam. So you know what that means, being unaffected? What does that mean? What? Oh, he didn't die. He wasn't affected by death. Interesting. All right, so if Abhiram Thakur, he used to offer his obeisances to the Shalagram Shilas, but sometimes if the stone was not a Shila, the stone would just crack, turn to dust if he offered obeisances. And Mukunda Das was aware. At one time, Abhiram came to Sri Khanda waiting to meet Raghunandana Thakur. Mukunda was unaware of his reputation, and he told the Thakur that Raghunandana isn't here. He said he's not here. So Abhiram departed. And then when Raghunandana heard that Abhiram Thakur had come to meet him, he ran and to catch him. Okay, sorry. Let's see. I'm sorry. He ran to catch up with them, and then when he met him, they both danced together in ecstasy. And when Raghunandana was dancing, his nupar or ankle bracelet came off and fell down at Aikaihat, where Kaliya Krishnadas used to do his bhajan. This ankle bell is still being worshipped along with Kaliya Krishnadas's deity at Karvi, not far from Katwa. Gopal Guru Goswami was also similarly tested by Abhiram Thakur when he was only a small boy living with Mahaprabhu in Puri. By the mercy of Mahaprabhu, who invested his potency in Gopal Guru, the boy emerged unscathed. Abhiram Thakur's Sprihat is at Kanakul, Krishnagara. Krishnanagar. All right, so then how you can get there. His wife's name was Malini, just like Srivas Pandit. His wife's name was Malini. His worshipable deity was Sri Gopinathji, who appeared to him first in a dream, and then he manifested himself. The deity told him, "I am within the earth here. Please take me out and worship me." Well, just like Madhavendra Puri, right? Except Gopal was in the bushes. Here he was in the earth, so he excavated the place within the womb of the earth, and the all-enchanting form of Sri Gopinathji emerged. And then that deity, that place is known as Ram Kund, and the lake was formed. Whoever bathed in or drank that water became beside himself with ecstasy. So, and then many, many people came when they heard about the divine pastimes of Sri Gopinathji, and they descended on that place. So one day, Abhiram Thakur, he was absorbed in the mood of a cowherd boy, and he wanted to play his flute. So not only Krishna has a flute, we know that lots of cowherd boys carry flutes with them as well. And what did he do? He didn't have a flute. So he picked up a large trunk of a tree. And this tree was so heavy, it says that it took, I read 3 or 4 different numbers of men that it took to carry it. So at least 16 men. Sometimes it says a whole lot more. And they couldn't even lift this tree this trunk of a tree. But he took that and he made I see, this is more like it. He made a flute also from a stick, but he began to play the tree trunk as well. And he had a whip. This is how he's most noted for, his whip called Jaya Mangala. This whip, it was not painful because whoever was touched with that whip had the symptoms of love of Krishna awakened within their person. So when Srinivasacharya came to meet him, Abhiram Thakur touched him 3 times with his whip. And Malini, the wife of Srinivas, he said, "Don't beat him anymore. Restrain yourself. He's just a boy. He'll become overly excited by the touch of your whip." But Srinivas had already become completely drowned in Krishna prema. So Mahaprabhu, when he ordered Nityananda Prabhu to preach in Gauda Desh, Bengal, he sent Sri Ram with him and Sri Gadadhar. The atheists trembled in fear at the sight of Abhiram Thakur. He was quite a very strong preacher of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He was a learned scholar of the scriptures, and Nityananda Prabhu asked him to get married, so he did. His disappearance is today on the 7th day of the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, and his descendants are still living there in different districts in India. So, and again, Lord Nityananda was his very life and soul, great devotee. And we would all love to be whipped with his divine whip. All right, so now we will proceed to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 72, The Slaying of the Demon Jarasandha, text number 31. All right, text number 32. Ayam tu vaya satuyo nati satvo name samaha Arjuno napaved yodha bimastuya bala mama Ayam tu vaya satuyo Nati Sattvo Name Samaha Arjuno Na Bhaved Yodha Bhimastuya Balo Mama. Please chant. I am too low. Tisatvo name samaha. Arjuno na bhaved yodha. Bimastuya balo mama. I am too beside too low. Nati sattvo name samaha. Arjuno na bhaved yudha. Bimastuya balo mama. I am too vyavasatulyo. Nati sattvo name samaha. Arjuno na bhaved yodha. Bimastuya balo mama. I am this. 2, on the other hand, Vayana, in age. Atuya, unequal. Na, not. Ati, much. Satvaha, having strength. Na, not. Me, to me. Samaha, evenly matched. Arjuna, na bhavet, should not be. Yodha, the contender. Bhima, tulya, equal. Bala, in strength. Mama, with me. As for this one, Arjuna, he is not as old as I, nor is he very strong. Since he is no match for me, he should not be the contender. Bhima, however, is as strong as I am. Please read together. As for this one, Arjuna, he is not as old as I, nor is he very strong. Since he is no match for me, he should not be the contender. Bhima, however, is as strong as I am. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. We read yesterday how because first of all, let's back up. You see, what happened was, you already heard, right, how this Jarasandha, he's not a wimp. He's extremely powerful, extremely strong. And when one of the kings, imagine 20,000 kings he captured and imprisoned them. Like, he captured them by battling with them, defeated them, captured them. Because later he tells Krishna, I could do whatever I want with them. I captured them. So imagine being that strong. So so this messenger escaped. One of those kings escaped. They were even hungry. They weren't provided with clothing. They just had some rags, kind of like prison clothes, I guess. And they were deprived of food, and so he came and asked Krishna to help them, to release them. And so he said he would, but at the same, the Jarasandha had to be done away with. So Krishna asked his dear advisor, Uddhava, what should I do? He said, well, you can do two things at once, multitasking. You can release the kings, but first you should kill Jarasandha. So then you could do both of those things at the same time. And Bhima should fight with Jarasandha because he's, very powerful. But if you go along, you bring all auspiciousness wherever you go. And then Dhananjaya, Arjuna, wherever he is, there's victory. Like Arjuna just also brings victory along with him. So you should all go because Jarasandha, we know, has a huge army. So if you go there with your army, like his army is massive. So better to have one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat. And also, you see, so you should all go there and request that. But what do you do first? Kind of trickery, because Kshatriyas are also known for their truthfulness as well, honoring their word, like a Brahmin. But they wanted to play a trick because Jarasandha, we see like even these demons, they have certain good qualities. Like, so he had the quality of being very charitably disposed to Brahmanas. So imagine Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima dressed up as Brahmins. They put on Brahminical, dhoti and a wrapper, chadar. And so then they went to request battle from Jarasandha. Now, I don't like to spoil anything that's going to be coming up. So what happened was they went on the way going to the city, they saw, oh, it's well-stocked shops. And they took some garlands from a garland maker, put on the garlands, and they didn't enter the city through the regular gate. Rather, they climbed over the wall, entered through the garden. So they came, first of all, they're in disguise. Now they're coming in through a back entrance, and they come, but Jarasandha, he welcomed them. And then, and he asked them what he can do for them. He said, I'll give you everything. What would you like? He said, even if you ask for my own head, I will give it to you. So charitable was he. And then Krishna told them, well, as we read, we don't want ordinary charity. We want a battle. And if you think it's fitting. And then Krishna revealed who they are, even though they're in disguise. He said, this is Bhima, the son of Prita. This is his brother Arjuna. And know me, their maternal cousin Krishna, your enemy. Now, how can Krishna have enemies? Of course, sometimes, you may think, how can somebody not like some people are so likable or lovable, and they're so much endowed with wonderful qualities. You think, how can anybody not like them? But here we go. How many people hate Krishna? They hate him due to envy. And you think, how can you envy such an incredibly magnanimous and beautiful and generous person as Krishna? But they do. So when he heard this is Magadha Raj, he laughed, right? We heard from Raghunandan Prabhu all about his contemptuous laugh. And he said, all right. And he said, I can tell. He said, I see, Arjuna has the mark of a bow on his shoulder. And then, of course, Bhima is very, very, big. He has that physique that not too many people have. And you. So he said, yeah, all right, but I'm not going to fight. So we see the code of Kshatriya conduct, that I'm not going to fight with you, Krishna, because you're a coward, because Krishna fought 17 times with Jarasandha, and Krishna is known as the ranchor because he ran away from the battlefield for a plan, mostly to annihilate Jarasandha's 17 armies. And then Arjuna, he's saying he's not as old as I am. He's younger, and he's not very strong. We know Arjuna is incredibly strong, but still, he said, then only Bhima. Bhima is as strong as I am. So the strength of 10,000 elephants. And we have to understand, again, that Jarasandha being also having the strength of 10,000 elephants. So they're equally matched. And I'll just read a couple of verses. I'll just read the English in the interest of time. Oh, very little time. So hearing this, Jarasandha offered Bhimasen a huge club, took up another, and went outside the city. So they began hitting each other, battling each other on the level fighting grounds outside the city. Maddened with the fury of combat, they struck each other with their lightning bolt-like clubs. Now, it was a beautiful display. They were like dancers on a stage, how they would hit each other with these metal clubs, and they would collide together. And people, when they heard the loud noise, they would come and watch, because we see everything about Kshatriyas is grand. Like Kshatriyas command respect. We see how dress plays an important part in one's persona. Like when you see a soldier, especially like a scrunchy old teenager, with long, greasy hair, whatever. Then they go in the military and they come back all shining from the austerity and the habits of cleanliness and discipline and submissiveness and wearing a uniform. Like they look so effulgent, and they command respect. And like Prabhupada said, devotees dressed in devotee attire with tilak and shaved heads, they look like they have descended from Vaikuntha. So this combat, it was great skill and very much appreciated. But I wanted to just mostly reiterate how they were equally matched, because Bhima, there's many different pastimes of Bhima exhibiting his strength. Just like, Duryodhan and Bhima were both taught by Balaram the art of club fighting. They were also equal, but Bhima has brute strength, whereas Duryodhan has more artistic, you could say, skill, martial arts display. But Bhima, when they were in exile, for 13, they had to live 13 years in exile, and the 13th year had to be incognito, so no one could recognize them. If anyone did, they'd have to start all over again, another 13 years, so 26 years. So they spent 12 years, wandering and mostly in forests. So now we all know, it's too lengthy now to tell, but how they went to the King Virat. They went there, each one in disguise, and to ask for service in the palace. So they all received certain services there. And so Bhima, there were, like in the royal palace, he became a cook, right? Yudhisthira became like a minister to the King Virat, and they all changed their names, and then Arjuna, because he was cursed by Urvasi, remember, to be a eunuch. For 1 year, he was a eunuch, so he was Arjuna in a woman's form. And so he got the service of teaching Virat's daughter dance. And also he learned music and dance when he visited his father Indra in heaven. He saw the celestial musicians and dancers. And then Nakula became a horseman. And he took care of the horses, and Sahadev took care of the cows. So they all, and Bhima, did I say, he was a cook. He was in charge of the kitchen. So now, one time there's a big wrestling match which they do to watch, and the king asked Bhima, just seeing how big and strong, that he should fight. But Bhima, he had to disguise, he didn't want people to know, if I really fight with all my strength, they might detect that I'm Bhima. And remember, they're incognito. So he did defeat this great warrior. Then the king had him fight with tigers and different wild animals, and just for entertainment. Anyway, that's just to show how strong he was. But as Draupadi was the maidservant of the queen, and she every day did her hair, she would wash her hair and comb her hair and braid her hair and all of this. So all of this, it pained Draupadi so much, to see her mighty husbands acting as menial servants to this king and being maintained by him. So one time, her name became Surindra, and then the queen, she had a brother. He was the commander of the army. His name is Kichak, and he was very powerful. And once he came he had seen Draupadi, and he asked his sister, "Who is this servant of yours? She is so beautiful. She looks like a damsel." Now, he reminds me a lot of Ravana. He also had a harem of wives and all. But when he saw Draupadi, he was asking his sister, "Who is that?" And then before she could answer, Draupadi came in. And then he starts addressing her directly, so bold and brazen and so, so gross. And he's just there. "Who are you?" Like, "I've been shot by the arrows of Cupid just seeing you." And he, describing her body, how your beautiful raised breast and your thighs and your face, it's like you must be the daughter of the fire god. You're like so effulgent. And whoever you are, be my wife. Why should you be a servant here, a servant to the queen? She can get other servants, and you should be my wife. And you see how the materialists think that it's alluring, material opulence is alluring, but for a devotee, it's not. And he's there, "I'll give you," he told her multiple times, "you'll be dressed in the finest silk and jewels, and you will have 100 manservants and 100 lady servants serving you, and you will be the first," just like Ravana said all this to Sita, right? That you'll be the number one of all my wives, and come with me. I have, beautiful, beautiful the palace and a bed waiting for you. Anyway, but I think many of you know the story of Kichak displaying the prowess of Bhimasen. So all glories to Ram Das Thakur and the glories of Bhima, and we will hear more about this wonderful fight as the weeks go on. Jai, all glories. Not enough time.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Maravindadalaya Taksham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Andani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Vivan Vikayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham
Kamala Koti Shushi Allah Echaya Tagata Juraya Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Shushitala Yechaya Jagata Juraya Yechaya Jagata Juraya Haino Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Paitenai Haino Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Paitenai Dveda Kori Daro Nitar Pai 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 Say Sambandhan Nahi Jar Brito Janma Galo Tar Say Sambandhan Nahi Jar Brita Janma Galo Tar Say Pashu Borodurachara Say Pashu Doranitar Prachar Nitai na bolio mukhe Majilo samsara sukhe Nitai na bolio mukhe Majilo samsara sukhe Vidyakule ki kori betara Vidyakule ki kori betara Vidyakule ki kori betara Vidyakule ki kori betara Ahankare mata hoya Nitai pada pashariya Ahankare mata hoya Nitai pada pashariya Asatya re satya kori mani Asatya re satya kori mani Nitaya koruna habe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Nyaimana habe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Daro Nitai Charana Dukani Daro Nitai Charana Dukani Daro Nitai Charana Dukani Daro Nitai Charana Dukani Nitai Charana Satya Tahara Sevaka Nitya Natya Tahara Sevaka Nitya Nitai Pada Sadakora Asha Nitai Pada Sadakoro Asha Narotama Boro Duki Nitai More Koroshuki Tamodo Uki Nitai Mora Korosuki Rakoranga Charaner Pasha Rakoranga Charana Pasha Rakoranga Charaner Pasha Rakaranga Charana Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Sushi Tala Nitai Pada Mala Koti Sushi Anishala Echayai Jagata Jurayai Echayai Jagata Jurayai Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur. Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Lokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Golokananda ki jai. In this material world, which is progressing toward hell, there is always a blazing fire, and everyone is struggling hard without finding peace. Therefore, if the world wants to have real peace, it should take shelter under the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, which are cooling like the shining of millions of moons. Unless one takes shelter under the shade of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, it will be very difficult to approach Radha Krishna. Anyone who does not establish their relationship with Lord Nityananda is simply spoiling the boon of human birth in the animal propensities of sense gratification. Never saying the names of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya, they become absorbed in so-called material happiness, and their academic education and birth in a high family or a great nation will not protect them at the time of death. They have become maddened by a false sense of life, and thus they have forgotten their eternal relationship with Lord Nityananda. Such forgetful persons accept the illusory energy as factual. When you achieve the mercy of Lord Nityananda, then you will be able to approach Radha Krishna. Firmly catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. The lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are not illusion. They are a fact. And anyone who engages in the transcendental loving service of Lord Nityananda immediately achieves the transcendental position platform, which is eternal and blissful. Therefore, always try to catch the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. Narottam Das Thakur says, "My dear Lord Nityananda, I am very unhappy, so I am praying to you to make me happy. Please keep me in the corner of your lotus feet." Srila Narottam Das Thakur Ki Jai. And this Saturday, we're going to be in Chapel Hill between 4 and 6 for Harinam Sankirtan. We'll be at the post office as usual on Franklin Street. But I was thinking when the translation here, how do we catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda? It's by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And it's by doing this in public in Sankirtan. So this is how we catch the mercy of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, because as we can see, this world is progressing toward hell, and the only shelter are the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. Nittai Gaur Ki Jai. Chaito Darpana Marjanam Baba Mahatavagni Nirvapanam Shreyakaram Yachandrika Ritaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanambardam Rita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pitani Amita Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Dordaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinada Pisu Nichena Tarora Pisu Hishuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitamva Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Ishvare Bhava